because the benefits they provide for your garden are so much greater than just they're coming in to feed on nectar, you're keeping them happy, and they're leaving. How to support pollinators and get more to visit your garden. So you can do this by, there's a variety of different ways you can do this, but these are the most effective. Planting a variety of plants with different flower shapes, sizes, and colours as well. Variety is the spice for your garden. It's good to have a variety of different plants, as I say, flower shapes, sizes. The more variety you offer, the more different insects will visit your garden. Different pollinators like different shaped flowers and colours as well. They'll identify to different colours more effectively. But the different flower heads, larger pollinators such as bumblebees and butterflies, they like, and moths as well, really, and they prefer larger, more open flowers as they can land on it easily and feed quite easily. So they like that. It's open and large for them, such as to land and feed. And whereas honeybees and wasps can fall into the trumpet flowers quite easily because they're smaller, and land on flower heads to feed without any issues. So it's the different flower shapes and sizes will attract in the different types of pollinators because of the fact that they can feed easily on different types of flowers. So if you have a garden filled with trumpet flowers for various different varieties of plants, or species of plant even, then you're not going to get any butterfly, well, limited, minimal amount of butterflies. You might get a few visit it, but there won't be any way of them to feed in your garden. So they're not going to want to hang around. They're not going to want to stay. So, or bumblebees for that matter, because they won't be able to do it. So you'll get more of the smaller pollinators coming through and can do that. So planting trees, fruit bushes, shrubs can also help as well. The mass of flowers that trees will produce in a short space of time can be great support for pollinators. They can also stretch the growing season out as well, or the pollinating season. So you can get early spring flowering and later in autumn flowering as well to stretch the season. So you get the normal flowers from like the rest of your garden through the spring and summer. And then if you get some nice early flowering trees in and some nice later flowering trees, you can like stretch the season out to provide some really much needed nectar and both into the season, past the point that they would normally have it. So that's really good if you can do that. That's a really good way of attracting in more if you provide the food for longer, because like, at the end of the day, they're looking for somewhere to feed, or somewhere that they can feed that's close to where they live. If it's like solitary bees, they're more likely to set up home, make a nest in your garden if there's a food source there. Like anything, it's quite a sensible thing to do, really. You make sure that you've got your amenities close by. So yeah, that's a good way of attracting more into your garden. So pollinators are very important. Without them, we would not have a majority of our food sources, medicines. We wouldn't have a lot of the materials we use in the day to day. So without a simple pollinating type creature, our world would really slow down to a stop, if not completely. From the perspective of your garden, it can mean a difference between a successful veg patch and a compost heap, or simply just happy, healthy, flowering plants. So pollinators are very important to our gardens, and really to play them down is a mistake. And it's very important to have a selection of things for them to attract them into your garden, and because the benefits they provide for your garden are so much greater than just they're coming in to feed on nectar, you're keeping them happy, and they're leaving. They will help your plants to complete their life cycle. They will help them to set seed. These seeds will then carry on the next generation. So next year, if you're leaving there to self-seed, or you're collecting the seeds, you're going to have plants next year that you won't have to go out and buy. So there's a whole lot of different, that's just like skimming the surface of how they can provide support for your garden. But having a veg patch that actually provides food for you, and having it actually like having a full production value, and having your plant setting seed and carrying on the life cycle, it is important. And it's important to keep the pollinators of the world, if you like, supported, not just for your garden, but it knocks on the knock-on effect throughout your neighbourhood, throughout your county, if you like, because bees go and travel a fair distance. So throughout your county, if you're keeping them happy in your garden, this will carry on through.